just when I thought I was done, this was tucked up behind the fuse box. And I found that there's quite a bit of damage in here too. Gonna have to cut those all out, fix those. See, these I've resoldered new cables on, protected them. Those should be fine. I really like to put heat shrink on these ends. Didn't come with the factory, but I find it really helps when you're bending at these ends to kind of keep them together. Put heat shrink on both of those, so that helps. And I'm just gonna tackle this here. Get this finished up, then hopefully get this all wrapped back up. I do want to check that one. It's got some visible damage, but the rest of it looks kind of okay, but I should probably unwrap it and just check it. And then maybe I can try a soft power up the control panel and see if it'll come up for me. Okay, so I pulled the fuse box out from up here, which meant I could get these out. Yeah, and the reason why I waited so long to do that is that I couldn't get those connectors out. But I had a new strategy. Luckily, I was able to get them out. Luckily, I did, and I pulled the tape off of them, and I found a few more wires that, were fused together, have, bare copper exposed. There's just a never-ending amount of wires that need to be fixed. I didn't buy a new wiring harness because it was like $2 or $3 grand. So I figured, this will just take me time, but I'll get through it. You can see these are all fused together, so I'll have to replace those. So here we go, a few more wires to do. Okay, just for reference, X52 is over here, X51 is over here, and these are completely burned up, so I'm going to take these off, get better access to it. All right, that's a major milestone done. This is the last wire that I needed to solder to complete this wiring harness. So that's really great. So with that done, I can now start putting hydraulic hoses back in here. This took several weeks, actually. I'm embarrassed to say it probably took me a couple, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks to really tackle this wiring harness, just because I've only had an hour here and there, and then the weather kind of got bad. So it's done. So now I'm going to protect these. I'm going to wrap them up with some tape and I have to get some new shroud for this. But the hard stuff, the soldering, that's all, I shouldn't say hard stuff, but the tedious stuff is done. Probably would have been faster if I would have cut the whole thing out and started over, but I really didn't want to do that. I thought I could just fix it in place one wire at a time, and it took me longer, but I think it was less of a pain in the butt. I don't know. So I can move on to the next thing. So let's do that. These are just some of the bits of wires that I replaced. So I reorganized my garage, and I got all of the Genie parts here. They look a bit overwhelming when you see them like this. But something I discovered that, I don't know, good and bad, is that one of the things I ordered came with a wiring harness. And it's one of the ones that I spent all that time rebuilding. So that's kind of a little bit of a bummer. And I'm thinking maybe I should swap it out since I've got it. Guess I'll put it in. Okay, so tight space here. Loosen these. Need to get the old one out. So here's the next problem, is the last part that goes under these cables down here, comes around, comes behind this cylinder, comes up here, comes across. And it's zip tied all the way down below these cables. I don't know if we'd be able to get that. Oh. Okay.
Okay, I'm caught on the zip tie. Got it.
Get it out.
It is out.
Keep plugging this, and it keeps unplugging itself.
If only we had, like, saran wrap and elastics.
If only. With these last couple of wires on the hydraulic tank, that will complete the wire harness repair and reinstall on the main chassis. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. So I was able to get the control panel out, or the fuse panel, and that... Hi! How are you?
I'm managing if you just want to stand there. Oh, nope, you're already underneath.